She was criminally underrated in WWE.
That's a name you don't hear a lot.
I legit forgot about the whole storyline.
Yeah, she was good in the ring.
Welcome to Ring the Bell, this is DS, and today we're going to talk about the women that are very talented, very charismatic, but because WWE didn't treat them well, we just don't have a lot of opportunity to talk about. So we're going to go over the top 10 underrated women of WWE, and to help me with the list, the Sriracha Muchacha, Paloma Starr.
So glad to be back.
Mama Fuku.
Momo motherfucker.
Alicia Fox fans' favorite, Joy Mayberry.
Primo.
So we're each gonna have 3 picks, and for last pick, we let you choose the most underrated woman. Let's start from Joey. Who's your first pick?
The woman who can't seem to get her gimmick straight, Emma.
That's a good choice,
Yeah.
right?
I love it. Tell me about Emelina. Oh, tell me about Emma.
I can't tell you much about Emelina because she's still waiting to debut.
Thank you.
Come again?
Emma just went, I think, up to the main roster at the complete wrong time.
Oh, yeah.
And then got stuck with Santino. I like Santino, but him in the women's division never really fit.
Nope.
WWE Divas should not even be competing.
My name is Santino.
We forget that Emma was like one of the biggest contenders for the start of like the women's revolution
Totally
in
agree.
NXT. She was in the first ever NXT Women's Championship match with Paige, and the match was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Then she went to the main roster. She got sent back down, revamped her gimmick, and it was kind of solid, and I liked it. And then they brought her up, and then went into Emelina, and then that was it. The rest is history.
I think she was really solid in NXT. I knew some of her work too in the indies as well. And to kind of see her get brought up to the main roster, it's like, yes and no. So I felt like she was almost like dealt, honestly, like a shitty hand. I kind of wish she was in the roster now.
She was so over with that
So,
dance gimmick. How could they butcher it?
If she came up during that time of NXT where they expected that the entire crowd was watching NXT and they weren't, so they were kind of like, who's this chick that's flailing her arms?
yeah, what is this supposed to be?
Emma and Summer Rae, those are 2 women that came up from NXT where WWE had no idea how to deal with them.
Yeah, it's like, here,
Yeah.
do stuff.
Yeah. And they
Accurate.
just...
She left like weird because she just had the match with Asuka, and then it's like random like bye.
Very bizarre, yeah. Kind of going along with the dancing
I
gimmick.
can't stop doing this.
Singing gimmick, because my first pick is Gillian Hall. You know you want me. I've been saying this over and over again. I really want to interview Jillian because I feel like she has a lot of things to tell us. The other day, I was watching her match in OVW with Mickey James.
And we're both,
We've
Yeah.
been there, seen that.
It was like mid-2000s, long-ass match, especially for that. And it was such a good match.
Yeah.
And she won that match using her finisher that we barely saw on WWE. I think
Because
we
she
saw-
never won.
Yeah.
Jenna, you're pushing my patience to so much levels.
Look at this.
450 flat.
See, that's the thing that I was going to bring up whenever you mentioned Jillian Hall is that what other women have you seen do a 450 splash? Like, that is awesome. I don't think there's been another woman.
What's she gonna do here? However,
Now, finally.
Finally,
but
yeah.
especially at that era, seeing a woman do a 450 splash, you're like, what? This is awesome. As it's kind of a bummer that she didn't get to use it more.
Exactly. In the ring, we just haven't seen a lot from Jillian because she was always in that comedy angle. You really didn't really see her, what she can do in the ring. But when it comes to telling a story, oh, she was so good.
good.
She has to do that freaking mole
Yeah.
character. Apparently, she has to wear that outside.
I bet. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
good for her.
Yeah.
Sticking with
Yeah,
it.
literally sticking with it. It was stuck on her.
And then the singing gimmick. How over was that?
Super over. It was annoying, but it was doing its job. I love that she kept the microphone, the Britney Spears microphone, how I call it, during the whole match. That was like gold. I really enjoyed that.
She had an album that sold
Yeah.
really well. She had a top Christmas album.
Santa baby, slip a sable under the tree.
Jingle with Chili.
So she was so over. Of course, she did win the Divas Championship for like 2 seconds.
Oh, I popped so hard when it happened. I remember screaming at the TV like, yes! Like I didn't expect it. It was great.
I think she tried to have a feud with Melina for a championship, but it just didn't go anywhere. That feud was weirdly, chemistry was a little off.
Yeah.
But that didn't go anywhere, and then the championship was unified, so it was like,
And then it just kind of like disappeared.
Did
yeah.
she have like a real notable feud at all?
Lillian Garcia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That was
that's about it.
really underrated. She had so much potential, but she just couldn't use it. Paloma, what's your first pick?
Jazz. I think super underrated and such a total badass. I think I'm impartial to Jazz because I really, really, really want to wrestle her.
Oh, yeah.
So bad. So bad. I know right now she's not currently wrestling and she did have to drop the NWA women's title. I really, really want to wrestle her. Ever since I was a kid, like just seeing her, like I saw her as like the Mike Tyson of the women's division. Right. And if somebody would be like, oh, why would you make that comparison? But no, that's how much of a badass and intimidating she was. She brought a legitimacy to the division when it was needed. And that was a time was kind of like the weird, transition of like cool women, but also models. So I think she kind of got lost in the mix. Yeah. But her coming out was just walking down the ramp. You knew she meant business. Very underrated for sure. I really liked her feud that she had with Victoria and also Trish. When they wrestled or had a feud with Trish, they were elevated. And I think that's really when Jazz really made a name for herself. I just wish it was a little bit longer.
She just destroyed Trish Stratus.
She really did.
That was Trish's like earlier career when she
she debuted in Trish's match where she won her first championship.
Yeah, the Survivor Series match. Jazz did such a good job elevating Trish to the next level because Trish before then was more of eye candy.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
She was so scary.
It is, and I think that was awesome about it. Actually, that's what I liked about her. That I was actually like scared of her.
Yeah.
And to the fact that she's still wrestling, still here recently. Yeah. I think it's a total detriment to her because she was so good and still is so good and can still go. And I think she should definitely be in the conversation with like Trish and Lita because, like you mentioned, she helped elevate him and helped them get to where they're at. So shout out to Jazz. Hopefully, I'll get to see her in the ring one day.
The bitch is back, baby.
Low potential of getting the Hall of Fame induction because of the mess suit against WWE. So that is really unfortunate. But I hope WWE really gives her the credit.
I hope so too. Because she's a badass for sure. You can't deny that Jazz was a badass.
Yeah. Total Hall of Fame worthy. Speaking of really strong women, my next pick had never really got a chance, but should have had a huge chance. I'm going with Shaniqua.
Shaniqua.
That's like you're pulling it old school. Like some people are probably gonna be like, wait. Who's Shaniqua?
Exactly.
The dominatrix.
And I think, honestly, that kind of killed her chances, was the fact that she was made a dominatrix. I love the whole SmackDown era that was pretty much the Tori Wilson show. Tori and Dawn and Nydia and Shaniqua, and they had that huge storyline where she was pretty much like dominating the entire division. And no one could touch her, no one could beat her. It was good. She was completely different. Like, I would have liked to see her branch out from that and cross over to Raw and kind of have matches with all these girls who could really go.
She just had a very unique stature.
Very
Super
menacing.
tall.
Like, oh man.
She's Linda Miles from Tough Enough.
I was actually really excited when she won Tough Enough. I remember seeing that whole like finale when everybody was like dressed up, waiting to see who won. And whenever she won, I was like, yes, I was hoping she won. I really agree with you that she was almost like pigeonholed into one certain gimmick because I actually think even if she did go beyond that, she would have still been seen as that. Yeah. Unless, it would have been completely different. But it's just like a bummer that we didn't really get to see much the way she could do, honestly.
Yeah. I remember there was the one match where Dawn Marie was facing her and she like beat the crap out of Dawn Marie and then Tori came down to save her with a steel chair and stuff. She ran through the division. Like there was nobody that could stop her or stand even toe to toe with her.
So what happened with her?
She kind of just like quit.
Oh.
What is she up to now?
Ashley today was like, I need to see what she's doing today because I was going to mention her. She is a basketball coach either high school or college. There was an interview somewhere on YouTube where she was basically like, yeah, I don't regret my time there, but I'm not going to talk about it.
Everything happened the way it was supposed to.
My second pick for the most underrated woman is Naomi. Naomi, the glow. I know that she had WrestleMania moment. She did win the championship at WrestleMania, so like, is she really underrated? Yeah. But I really think she's very underrated. She started her career back in NXT with AJ Lee and Caitlyn, and when AJ Lee was becoming legend, she was very much on the side.
Let's not forget the greatest FCW theme of all time. When it comes in the club, get it up, get it up.
All the boys in the club, get it up, get it up.
When it comes in the club,
I
get
don't
it
even
up, get
remember
it
that.
up.
Remember that match in NXT with AJ and Naomi, which was so good, and Kelly on the ringside were like, we hope we can do that. Because they had such a long match, and then Michael Cole, who was shitting on NXT the entire season, started screaming, Octopus! Octopus! Octopus!
The octopus! The octopus! The octopus! The octopus! The octopus!
It was so amazing. I really hope AJ and Naomi has like a long feud so they can like recreate that. Never had a chance. Naomi never got like a really serious feud where she could show her as like a legitimate athlete / wrestler.
Because she is so athletic. I think she's one of the most athletic persons that they have in WWE, you know, male or female. She's super athletic. Plus, her dancing background helps her out a lot in the ring, I would think. Not a lot of people who have either a dance background or any type of athletic background can combine the two, but she does it perfectly. So I really wish there was a longer feud to further develop that.
And her character, Glow character, is one of the most creative ones. Her looks, so good, so marketable too.
I was about to say that, so marketable. It was super over with the kids.
Exactly.
You could do so much stuff with that, you know, glow sticks, shirts, bands, anything.
Also her Slayomi gimmick.
Slayomi.
I thought it was amazing. I thought her mic work back then was pretty awesome. She sounded really angry because she was really put to the side for the longest time. Really so I really like her character work too. I really just don't think there's any reason that WWE's not using her to a main eventer level.
I don't understand how she's not used as much as she needs to be.
I really don't.
I really hope we could actually look back into this video maybe 2-3 years down the line and be like, remember when Naomi was underrated? Because I really hope that in the near future she's used better, she's used more, and is able to really show everybody what she can do. My next pick is Molly Holly.
Oh, yeah.
Totally. Molly Holly was at that transition between right before they started using all like the pretty models. Hey, we're gonna put you in bikinis and y'all wrestle there. So I think she was kind of like in a really weird period. It's kind of like to a detriment to her. But she did get bring in like as part of the Holly family, which is a perfect balance. And plus, I always admire any woman that's willing to cut off her hair. Like for the sake of wrestling. I always thought that was such a badass. But man, I really wish I would have seen a longer run with her. I really wish she would come back. Some sort of role to this day. I think she was a good balance of being a badass and being like a girly girl, as you would say.
I've heard a lot of people saying that she's like the textbook of the wrestling.
Yes, very. She's super technical. I actually don't think there's been another woman wrestler that's been as technical as Molly Holly is. I think that's generally maybe seen more like as a guy thing, but she was super technical. She could definitely deliver it in the ring.
Evolution 2. Molly Holly versus Natalya.
Ooh, gee. Almost with like Molly Hollies of the world, especially during that era, I kind of feel like if they're looking back at the women's wrestling now, they'll be like, man, if only that was happening while I was wrestling. Like imagine how much more she could have done and so many other women could have done if they were wrestling now, or if this whole awesome revolution of women's wrestling was happening then. It would have been crazy matches. She would have definitely been on top for so long.
She also talks about backstage politics sometimes. There's a podcast where she talks about like, Trisha's so good. I don't know how to do that. It's like, I think like that played a lot of part too.
Molly does hold my favorite women's heel turn of all time.
Oh, her heel turn was amazing.
Cracking that paddle, it's just like, every time.
A lot of women, or maybe even people in general, are scared to be that heel, that villain, because everybody wants to be the cool heel, you know? She went in, like, feet first to be like, I am a heel, like, through and through, hate me, boo me, I don't want to be cool, I just want to be hated. So I think that was really cool, because I don't think a lot of people can do that.
Her movesets are more grounded, right? A lot of people don't see that she was, like, amazing, because she doesn't have that many, like, flashy moves. Before we go to Joey's, let's reveal the picks of the people. The number 3 spot goes to Mickie James. Number 2 is Ember Moon. Number 1, the queen of underrated, is Alicia Fox. Are you surprised?
No, not at all.
She's been there for so long. Remember when she first came into WWE? There's so many like news coming out, like people from TNA, people like WWE legends were like, Alicia Fox is so good, we see so many potentials. And WWE just didn't get to tap into it.
There were multiple times where they did try to push her a little bit more, especially like her first ever title run. Then she had that feud where she was really over and cut that Foxy Holiday promo.
I hope everyone has a Foxy Holiday.
That ended because Beth got injured.
Yeah, with that flip leg drop. Which looked sickening because it was real.
And then she had a whole amazing character with Paige.
When
she just went all the way nuts. I actually loved that character.
I loved crazy Alicia Fox.
When
Like,
she
give
hit
me
Nia
more
Jax
crazy
backstage
Alicia
with that
Fox.
box.
Oh yeah.
What do you want to do? Actually, I don't care.
I'm kind of sad that WWE didn't go all the way with that crazy character because that was.
I'm so sorry. That's why
Give me the money, Tom.
Remember when that happened? Everyone was like, what
is going on? What is going on?
And that's character only Alicia Fox can do it. She has amazing character down, and her selling. I mean, everyone talks about her selling.
I think her wrestling skills are actually better than a lot of people give her credit for. Because I don't think she, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think she was a wrestler before she got signed.
I think she was model,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that was one of those very few people who can transition from model, fitness model, or whatever it is, to being an in-ring competitor. I also really liked her whole program with Noam Dar, where she would like eat flowers and like be crazy and come out with him too. So I just think I just like Alicia Fox as being crazy. Maybe we can see more of her. I mean, she's still there.
Hopefully, because I feel like her time is coming to an end. I feel like
Yeah.
she's getting close to the end of her career.
Yeah, I mean, it's really unfortunate because it seems like there's a lot of backstage incidents coming out about Alicia Fox, which seems to be deterring her push within WWE.
Right.
And that is just really sad because there's so much she can do.
I mean, if the people backstage aren't happy, then you're not going to be happy. It's a thing.
Almost all her backstage stuff kind of overshadows anything she's done or anything that she can do, which is such a bummer. The best is yet to come, maybe. Who knows?
All right, let's move to Joey's last pick.
My last pick I chose because WWE did not utilize them and they went on to show how good they could be. I'm going with Skirt Tiffany.
Oh, Taryn Terrell.
Skirt Tiffany.
Skirt Tiffany, yeah.
Skirt Tiffany?
I was like, why are you calling her Skirt Tiffany? I'm like, oh, I get
Skirt
it.
Tiffany?
Yeah.
My favorite like cool promo ever. I'm going with her because of her run outside of WWE.
Yeah.
If you look at it, when she came in and she had her first match with Michelle McCool, she lit the place on fire. Like the crowd was for her. She really did good, and they just kind of got rid of her. And then she went to TNA and was Taryn Terrell, went by her own name, and really showed the world, hey, I can do this.
She was in Team Blontourage with Kelly Kelly. One thing about her is that she was not scared to take bumps.
That's exactly what I was going to mention because I will always remember that big bump she took in TNA actually. When she went through a table and I think she got put through a stage, like she was not scared of taking huge bumps. Good for her.
Gail, where she did the neck breaker off the side of the
Yeah.
stage.
Even in WWE, she was taking bumps.
Yeah,
And I was like,
totally.
who is this girl? Wasn't she like a general manager of ECW or
She
something?
was, and she was good at it.
Yeah.
So she can talk. She had like the entire package. I don't understand why WWE. Oh, never mind. Retract
like
what I
that.
said. I remembered as I was
Yep.
talking.
Backstage incident got
Yeah.
her into her end of the career, which is really sad. I think she got her chance to really shine outside of WWE.
Yeah,
with
she
her.
made the most of it outside of WWE, and I actually think her being super tough and wanting to take crazy bumps is because she's a stunt woman. I forgot what movie it was, but she gets hit in the face with a basketball.
My last pick is a Diva Search participant. So when it comes to Diva Search participants, I think there's two categories. There's one that just comes in for the fame and they just kind of be there for a little bit and they just kind of like fade away. And there's like other people who like really take the opportunity and be in the top. Like Michelle McCool, like Nikki Bella, Layla, Eve Torres. But I think this one person is super underrated. Kristal Marshall.
That's a name you don't hear a lot.
This really...
Queen of the strut. Like,
Oh, totally.
yeah.
I love that strut. I remember her so vividly because of the strut, but also that whole wedding ceremony.
Oh yeah, with Teddy Long.
Oh,
That's how I remember her. Is her whole thing with Teddy Long.
yeah.
So.
I legit forgot about the whole Teddy
Okay.
Long storyline. But now that I'm thinking about it, you know what I loved from that?
What?
Just how Teddy Long said her name.
Kristal.
Kristal?
He did say it like that.
Her character work was really cool, and it was a SmackDown's main event storyline with the whole
Yeah.
wedding. So I thought she did an amazing job when it comes to character. She was very charismatic. Also in the ring, the way she moves, it's very unique.
I think it was almost very flowy, especially for somebody who didn't have a lot of wrestling experience beforehand. She almost like picked it up way faster than I thought she could. So I was like, oh, all right, cool.
All of them went in with no training, but the way she moved, it was great. I wanted to see her do more, but I think she turned down a storyline pitch. There was something very sexual going with Edge, and I think she turned it down, and that's why she got fired. I just thought there was so much potential. She was so good.
I actually haven't thought about Kristal in years, but now that you mention her, I'm like, oh yeah, she was good in the ring. That storyline with Teddy Long was great. Like, I almost wanted to see her develop into like a super villain or like a super heel character, kind of see like what else she could do, because I don't want like all the Diva Searchers to be like, oh, this is a pretty girl, and she just so happens to wrestle. Like, I could want to be more than just that.
Also, she has a legendary theme song.
I love that y'all know all these theme songs. It's
You don't know
giving me
Feeling
life.
Me?
I mean, some of them, but not like that.
Feeling Me is legendary. Before the match, it's always Kelly backstage. Up next is Kelly.
Side strap.
My last pick is Gail Kim. By far, super underrated. I think it's kind of the same with Terrell, where she went on to TNA and like totally kicked ass. But why couldn't she have kicked ass in WWE? Actually, I mean, we all know why.
We all know why.
We all know why she didn't. But I just really wish she had that platform where she could kick ass in the WWE, where all that thing didn't have to happen. I've actually been on a show with her, and she's like super nice, super down to earth.
Amazing.
She's amazing and beautiful on top of all that. And she was also saying that she would do the missile drop kick from the top rope so much. So she's like, I kind of wish that she wishes she would have chosen another move because she was doing it so much. You know, of course, it takes a toll on your body, but super athletic, beautiful, definitely super underrepresented. Like, we need more Asian people in wrestling. We need like, everybody represented. But for her to just go out and go to TNA, she like kicked ass. She almost had like a chip on her shoulder, I think, when she was wrestling in TNA, and be like, all right, like, I'll prove to you guys what I can do.
She was criminally underrated in WWE because the second run she did was right after she had the legendary storyline with Awesome Kong, and WWE just grabbed her just so that maybe she won't do that outside of WWE. Like, I don't even know what went on.
She came in like a ball of fire, like attacking Michelle Reese, and then they just kind of were just like, nope, here's some water, we're gonna toss that out real quick.
I love that she can be an example for a lot of women who are underutilized by WWE, that you can have success out of WWE and be very happy and very known. Like, she definitely proved that. Also, that match with Tessa Blanchard recently.
Oh,
so good.
So good. Definitely, it's so underrated in WWE.
So underrated.
Yeah.
If anybody watching this doesn't know her work outside of WWE, I totally recommend go looking it up.
Thank you so much for watching this top 10 underrated women's wrestler list with us. I think we missed a couple of like current superstars maybe. Let's just throw in some names. Dana Brooke, Ruby Riott.
Ruby Riott, that's a good one for sure.
And I've been seeing some stuff from Liv Morgan lately. She's been popping.
Melina.
Yeah, Melina.
That's another good one for sure. I really liked Melina. I actually used to do the Melina entrance when I first started wrestling.
Comment below, please, if we missed anyone. We would love to hear your opinions. And thank you so much, Paloma. Where can we find you?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, at Paloma Starr. Send me all the sriracha you want.
Joey?
You can find me at Joey_Mayberry on Instagram and Twitter, or Joey Mayberry on TikTok.
And you can find me at DS Shan. Alright, thank you so much. Bye.